You do not need more motivation. You need better people around you. Because when life finally demands cash, rent is due, medical bills arrive, and your inbox stops being polite, the only thing that matters is who can actually help you. Here is the part nobody wants to say out loud. Most friends are emotional decoration, not financial infrastructure. And the rich have always understood that friendships are not charity. They are a system, a pipeline, a network that turns effort into access, access into opportunities, and opportunities into survival. This is not financial advice. This is financial education. In 2026, when AI is shrinking the middle class faster than anyone predicted, when housing has detached from wages in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia, and when inflation may look calmer on paper but still quietly eats your purchasing power in real life, your relationships matter like a lever, because the wrong friends can pull you under, even if you work hard. So today you are going to learn how the rich choose their friends, how to spot the people who quietly block your progress, and why being a nice person is not the same thing as being strategically selective. And you are going to leave with a cold, usable framework you can apply immediately, because the window is not opening. It is closing, and it is closing right now. First, let's fix your thinking. You were taught that friendship is a feeling, but in the real world, friendship is also leverage. It is a trade, it is investment, and if you pretend it is only feelings, you will build a life on a foundation that collapses the moment money gets involved. Imagine you are 32 years old. You are working in a job that AI has started to hollow out. Maybe it is customer support, scheduling, basic software testing, or those entry-level tasks that now get automated by tools nobody in management even understands. You are not stupid. You are not lazy. You did what you were told. You kept your head down. But then one day you get hit with a real problem. Your landlord decides not to renew, your health bill spikes, or your car fails inspection, and you need a repair that costs more than a month of groceries. Now picture the question you do not ask until it is already too late. How many people would you genuinely call for $100,000, or even $1 million, without feeling ashamed? And how many people would actually have the ability and the willingness to say yes? This question is brutal because it removes comfort from the equation. A friend who gives you advice but cannot open doors is not useful when the rent is due. A friend who shares memes but cannot co-sign a lease is not a safety net. Emotional closeness does not pay insurance. Chemistry does not secure childcare. Sympathy does not cover a gap in income when the job disappears. Ancient people had a sentence that sounds old because it is true. In the house, ask family. Outside, rely on friends. But here is the modern twist that hurts. Many people have friends who are neither reliable nor capable. They are polite, they are present, they are fun at dinners. But if you need real help, they give you a lecture about resilience. Or they give you nothing at all. And if you think this is your bad luck, you are missing the mechanism. You are not just unlucky. You are probably surrounded by the wrong type of human capital. The next thing you need to understand is this. People do not magically change into the kind of person you need. Personality becomes habit. Habit becomes behavior. Behavior becomes reputation. And reputation becomes what you get offered when your life tests you. The rich do not only choose friends based on charm, they choose based on trajectory. That brings us to the first group, people who have money flowing into them, or at least have the traits that eventually turn into money flow. The rich do not bet on hope, they bet on patterns. They look for 3 traits because these traits produce results repeatedly, not occasionally. First, they look for discipline, not motivated energy. Discipline, the kind of work habits that survive boring weeks. You can often detect it quickly. Ask a simple question when you are meeting someone new. What do you actually focus on? What are you learning? What are you building? Then watch the answers. A disciplined person will talk about routines, skills, improvements, and measurable progress. Even if they are not wealthy yet, you can see the engine. A person with no discipline is not going to become disciplined when the world gets harder. It is not fair to expect that. It is also foolish. If someone has no work ethic now, there is a high probability they will still have no work ethic when you are counting on them. And when the crisis hits, you will realize you borrowed trouble. Second, they look for positive risk-taking, not fake optimism. Actual action. People who constantly do the reps. People who try things. People who can handle discomfort without collapsing into drama. This matters because emotions are contagious, and in a downturn, emotions become decisions. If you hang around pessimists who keep predicting failure, you start making smaller moves, you start hesitating, you start avoiding opportunities, you stop building. Meanwhile, someone else out there is learning how to move in chaos. In 2026, with AI disruption turning whole job categories into shrinking islands, hesitation is costly. You do not have the luxury of waiting for certainty. The people who survive are the ones who can take calculated risks, pivot, and keep going while everyone else is emotionally stuck. Third, they look for learning ability. not intelligence as a myth. Learning ability as a skill. The rich understand that you can train output, you can train systems, you can train judgment. The talent that looks natural is often trained through years of feedback loops. Meanwhile, a person who refuses to learn will always trap you in mediocrity because you end up carrying them, or worse, you become like them. Now here is where it gets darker. If someone has none of these traits, they are not a bad person, they are a bad investment, and when you treat a bad investment like a heartfelt blessing, you drain your own future. Let me give you a micro story. Picture a 40-year-old operations assistant named David. He lived a quiet life, paid his bills, and told everyone he was good with people. He had friends from college who were fun, friendly, and always willing to show up. But when David's job got cut during a wave of automation, his friends offered comfort, not solutions. Comfort sounds kind, but it is also a delay. 2 months later, David was applying for roles where AI screening eliminated him instantly because his resume did not match what the algorithms wanted. He asked for introductions. No one responded. Then he asked for help with a temporary bridge loan. One friend said, "I can't, but I'm rooting for you." Another said, "Maybe later." Another joked about hustle like it was a magic spell. David did not just lose income. He lost time. He lost momentum. He lost the ability to negotiate. Because when you are desperate, you accept terrible terms, and the system punishes desperation. Remember David. We will come back to him later when the story reveals what was really going on around his friendship circle. So the first filter is simple in concept, harsh in practice. Look for discipline, look for action, look for learning ability. If a person does not have these traits and does not show them over time, do not romanticize their potential. Real financial opportunity is not built on wishful thinking, it is built on repeated behavior. But that is only the first layer. Now we go to the second category, and this is where many people get emotionally trapped. These are the friends who understand cooperation in a way that benefits them, not you. They sound reasonable at first. They talk about loyalty. They talk about us. They even talk about ambition. But their idea of partnership is not mutual advantage. It is extraction dressed up as morality. Watch for the mindset. Their internal logic is always something like this. You have more, therefore you owe. You succeed, therefore you should share. And if you do not share, you are selfish. In their worldview, friendship means you are the resource. Their success is your obligation. In a world shaped by wealth inequality, this mindset spreads like mold because the average person feels pressure. The system makes them feel powerless. So some people cling to a counterfeit form of control, resentment plus entitlement. Now the mechanism is simple. Suppose you have $1 million and you try to start something. In a healthy network, friends think, how can we build value together? In an unhealthy network, friends think, how can we grab value from you? They do not build with you. They build a claim on you. And because you are emotional, you might think, they were there for me when I was poor. That matters. But being present when you are poor is not automatically evidence of love. It can be evidence of dependence. Here is the part nobody wants to say about friendship economics. If a person is waiting to get paid later, they will often start by staying close earlier. They build emotional leverage first, then financial leverage second. Let's make this real. People who grew up broke sometimes become successful, and later they discover that old friends turned into pressure machines. Suddenly there are urgent needs. Suddenly there are investment chances. Suddenly there is a story about how you owe them because they were supportive back when you had nothing, and you might think it is unreasonable, but it is more common than you think because it fits human psychology. If someone believes you owe them, they justify it to themselves, even if you never asked them for anything. They treat your rise as their repayment schedule. In 2026, you can even see this pattern reflected in the creator economy illusion. People watch videos about passive income and freedom. They assume friendships and communities are supposed to help you grow. But the reality is that most creators make $0 consistently. Most audiences never buy anything. Most communities exist to farm attention, not to create wealth. Yet people form emotional bonds anyway. And then, when you try to monetize your own value, the community feels entitled to your labor. It is the same psychological logic, just different clothing. Now connect this to the larger system. When the Federal Reserve raises or keeps interest rates high, ordinary people suffer first. Loans get expensive. Refinancing becomes harder. Credit cards become a trap. Small businesses get squeezed. At the same time, wealthier people have assets that can absorb volatility. They can refinance. They can access capital. They can wait. So the world turns into a pressure cooker. And in pressure, people reveal their true incentives. The friends who cooperate fairly will protect your ability to move forward. The friends who are secretly counting your money will sabotage your focus because your progress threatens their strategy. This is why loyalty can become a weapon. If loyalty means you always fund someone else's comfort, then loyalty is not a virtue. It is a transfer mechanism. There is also a darker game some people play. It is called a zero-sum mindset, even if nobody names it. Their happiness depends on you not surpassing them. If they cannot match your level, they reduce your effort, they delay you, they redirect you, they introduce chaos into your schedule. You see it in small ways: the friend who needs attention every time you are building momentum, the friend who turns your ambition into a joke, the friend who sends negative messages the moment you start planning, the friend who asks invasive questions about money, then uses your answer as proof that they are owed something. In rich networks, that behavior kills access. In unhealthy networks, it gets normalized. And here is where we connect it to modern inequality data without hiding behind slogans. Wealth concentration is accelerating. While the top 1% accumulates more, many families are forced into longer work lives, later retirement, and higher risk. Social security gets more uncertain. Pension plans become underfunded. And climate-driven disruptions begin hitting insurance markets, increasing migration costs and sudden expenses. When these stresses rise, people become more likely to try to extract value from the easiest target in their circle, the person who is finally pulling ahead. So yes, choose friends, but choose them like you are building a war team, not a group chat. Now the third category brings the story into something many people refuse to talk about. Some people are born with advantages that function like financial multipliers. This does not only mean money, it means social access, aesthetic appeal, and educational signals that open doors automatically. In the wealthy world, appearance is not vanity. It is a credential. It influences how gatekeepers respond before anyone even talks. It affects how quickly you get invited into spaces where deals happen. It changes how people interpret your confidence. It can reduce friction. Now, I am not saying that looks guarantee success. They do not. But they matter because the world is not fair, and the market is influenced by perception. Perception becomes opportunity. Opportunity becomes network effects. In 2026, look at how algorithms and influencer platforms amplify marketable people. Even if two people are equally skilled, one can be discoverable while the other disappears into irrelevance. That discoverability becomes a new kind of capital, and for many women, attractiveness historically functions as an additional path to high-status connections. Some use it for shallow reasons, others use it to gain access to better social ecosystems. Whether you like that reality or not, it exists. If you ignore it, you will misread the incentives when you are dating, hiring, or building partnerships. But there is a more durable advantage than looks: family background, and the education that comes with it. People born into stable, high-training environments usually learn how to behave under pressure. They learn how to write emails that get answers. They learn how to pitch without sounding desperate. They learn how to ask for introductions without guilt. They also often inherit networks, which is a quiet form of liquidity. This matters because in high-stakes markets, social competence becomes a competitive edge. Financial literacy is not enough. You need to know how to move in rooms where decisions are made. There is another uncomfortable truth you have to accept. People do not join elite circles randomly. They enter because they already have value that elite circles can use. Remember Mark Zuckerberg and Harvard? Most people think the story is, he got lucky because he entered a prestigious environment, then he found his people. But if you strip the romance away, the real sequence is the opposite. His ability got him into the environment. Then the environment amplified his connections. So if you want elite friends, you do not beg for admission to their world. You build the kind of self that naturally earns access. This is why networking advice is often nonsense. It tells you to attend events, exchange business cards, and hope. The rich do not rely on hope. They rely on fit. If you do not have competence, learning speed, and reliability, you will not be invited into deep trust circles. You will be politely tolerated. There is a difference. Let me interrupt the flow with another pattern interrupt, because this is where people often stop listening. You cannot hustle your way into credibility instantly. In 2026, AI can produce a polished resume in minutes. It can generate cover letters that sound perfect, but it cannot replace reality. It cannot replace your track record. It cannot replace your judgment under pressure. AI might help you look better on paper, but trust still has to be earned in the real world. And when the economy is under stress, trust becomes more selective, not less. So what do the rich do? They build relationships around people who already demonstrate value. They also keep their circles small because too many weak members dilute the group's effectiveness. Now, about those elite circles, you might assume they are always welcoming. On the surface, many are courteous, quiet, well-mannered, and easy to talk to, but deep connection is earned.
In elite networks, casual friendliness is often a mask, not because the people are evil, because they cannot afford chaos. They do not engage in expensive emotions, they engage in aligned incentives. This is not cold, it is rational. Elite circles are systems optimized for survival and growth. Everyone has roles, everyone has reputation risk. If you are careless, you harm the group.
So if you want to understand why some people seem to have endless opportunities while you are stuck asking for favors, the answer is often this. They built circles that create compounding advantages. You built circles that create compounding distractions. Now let's go back to David from earlier, because now the story gets ugly. David had a small circle of college friends who always said he was basically like them. They mocked big dreams. They called him too serious when he planned. They laughed when he discussed learning new tools. They did not hate him, but they also did not want him to grow beyond them. When he lost his job, he did what many people do. He asked for help politely. He did not ask for money immediately. He asked for introductions. He asked for advice. He asked for maybe some leads. They offered inspiration. They offered a group therapy session. They offered moral support. Then one friend casually mentioned, "You know, I could help, but I also have bills." Another said, "I would, but I'm not in a position." Another stopped responding. David was devastated, but he tried again. He asked for a small bridge, something temporary. A few $1,000s would have been enough to cover time while he searched. Instead, his friends shifted the conversation to guilt. They made him feel like he was being a bad person for needing money. So David did what he should have done earlier, but only after pain forced him. He sought competence and capability elsewhere. He started attending workshops, building real skills, and meeting people who were learning fast. He changed his environment. He stopped trying to convince his old friends to become investors in his future. But the damage had already been done. His search time got stretched, his confidence got chipped, his credit situation worsened. And in a world where the Federal Reserve controls the interest rate environment that shapes credit costs, delays become expensive. Every week matters. Now, in 2026, your delays matter even more because AI adoption can make certain skills obsolete in months. A job that used to exist in 2019 might be a skeleton by 2026. If your network is slow, it cannot move you quickly. If your network is emotional, it cannot open practical doors. So the question is not, are my friends good people? The question is, are they aligned with your trajectory when it costs them something? Now we need to zoom out for one more layer of understanding, because friendship is not just personal, it is political and systemic. You are living in a time where global debt levels exceed $300 trillion. That kind of debt doesn't stay silent. It shows up in higher rates, tighter credit, market volatility, and budget stress. Governments and institutions need stability, and stability often comes from extracting more from people who have less leverage. So when ordinary people feel squeezed, they also feel desperation. And desperation makes people more willing to trade future value for temporary comfort. That is how scams survive. That is how predatory credit survives. That is how fake investments survive. And that is how social extraction survives. In this environment, rich people protect themselves by building circles that reduce their risk. They choose friends who will not sabotage their calm. They choose friends who can add knowledge, introductions, and capital. They also choose friends who understand that cooperation should produce mutual benefit, not one-sided demands. This is not about being heartless. It is about being accurate. Now another pattern interrupt because this next idea is going to make you uncomfortable. A lot of people here choose your friends and they think the solution is to become selfish. That is not what this is. The rich are not selfish in the way people imagine. They are selective. Selection is different from selfishness. Selection means you invest your attention and time where it compounds. It means you stop subsidizing people who drain your energy and your options. It means you stop confusing intimacy with usefulness. In 2026, social media makes this worse. You see lifestyle fantasies about passive income. You see videos about making money from your phone. You see the creator economy selling the dream of freedom, while many creators are monetizing attention rather than building durable wealth. You end up surrounded by people who are motivated by performance, not production. And when you meet production-driven people, you might not connect at first because they are not always entertaining. They are busy. They are focused. They do not talk in motivational slogans. They talk in numbers, timelines, and execution. So if you are addicted to the drama of status updates, you might avoid the boring but powerful people who can help you. That is a trap. It is also why many people stay stuck. They keep their friendships in the realm of comfort, not capability. Now let's talk about the Fed and what it does to your relationships. Because yes, it matters. When the Federal Reserve cuts interest rates, credit becomes easier for everyone, and people who are close to the capital system can expand. When it raises rates, credit tightens, and the poor pay more for survival. But the top of the wealth ladder has options. They can use assets. They can refinance opportunistically. They can also wait through volatility. Ordinary people do not have that luxury. When your paycheck is under pressure, friendships are tested under financial strain. If your circle is built on emotional support only, emotional support will not cover your bills. If your circle is built on capability, then during hard times those friends can offer practical routes, introductions, work opportunities.
Advice that is actually useful, not vague. Temporary bridge options. Even if they do not help with money directly, they can help you keep moving. In housing markets, this gap becomes obvious. In the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Canada, and in Australia, housing affordability has deteriorated so much that many people now rent for decades. That changes the social structure. It creates long-term precariousness. It also creates long-term financial tension inside friendships. If your friends think staying positive is enough, you will burn time. If your friends understand leverage, you might survive. Now we need to end with the most important takeaway, the one that gives you the sliver of empowerment at the end without pretending everything is okay. Here is what you should do, immediately, without drama. Stop treating friendships like a fixed trait. Treat them like a portfolio. If you have friends who consistently cost you opportunities, introduce obstacles, and refuse mutual cooperation, that is not loyalty, that is risk. Start keeping notes in your head, not in a spreadsheet. When you share a goal, do they respond with curiosity and support, or do they respond with doubt and guilt? When you need introductions, do they offer real action, or do they offer vague encouragement? When you ask for help, do they show capacity and willingness, or do they show excuses? And most importantly, build new circles with people who match competence and behavior. Do not wait for them to save you. In a market where AI can replace tasks, the only advantage you can guarantee is continuous learning and continuous exposure to capability. Competence attracts competence. It always has. Remember David. After he changed his environment, his life improved, not because he got lucky, but because his social inputs changed. He started meeting people with discipline, action, learning speed, and cooperative incentives. He stopped expecting his old friends to become different people. He stopped trying to force a broken system to work through guilt. And you can do the same. The darkest truth is this: the system does not reward you for being a good person. It rewards you for being in the right networks with the right incentives at the right time.
In 2026, those incentives are more ruthless than ever because AI reduces the number of stable middle-class roles, because inflation damage compounds slowly even when headline numbers calm down, because housing costs keep forcing families to rent longer, because retirement systems get delayed and underfunded, and because climate-driven disruptions increase sudden expenses. So stop asking why the rich seem to have better luck. Ask who they choose to surround themselves with, and then ask who you are currently investing your time in, and what that investment is buying for you when the next emergency hits. If this changed how you see money, subscribe. I put out one of these every week, and most of what I cover you will not hear anywhere else until it is too late. Drop a comment. Tell me the biggest financial lie you were taught growing up. I read every single one.